Here. I'm sorry I am late. I appreciate you guys showing up. Hopefully you guys can catch this live. Usually I try to go live somewhere between 3 o'clock and 3:30. I'm a little late. Some of the MLB games are starting right now at 3:40. We don't usually take any of them early games, so the early games don't really matter to us. But overall, we're going to go over this whole entire slate for MLB first because the games are about actually starting right now. So we're going to go over MLB first, then we're going to go into the NHL playoffs, then we're going to go to the NBA playoffs. NBA game, first game starts actually in about 15 minutes. So I'm probably going to go over this MLB slate fast, then I can get over to NBA and go over hockey as well for you guys. Like I always say, if you guys are here for the first time, make sure you guys click that thumbs up, like this video, subscribe to just call me. Turn those notifications on. Do not miss out on any of the content we have coming out for you guys. And also, if you guys want access to my official plays for I'm going to be on for today's slate, go click the link down in the description of this video. Become a member at the Patreon page, and you get access to all of my official plays. Yesterday, guys, I actually someone called and they messed up my glitching. Okay, I think it's a little better. But yesterday, guys, we came on here and we gave you guys a lot of good plays. We gave you guys the Cubs money line for baseball. We gave you guys the over in the Chicago White Sox and the Arizona game. We gave you guys Utah Mammoth as a underdog in the whole entire day for Utah Mammoth. Going to go out there and beat them. Appreciate you, Thomas, showing up. But yeah, guys, I'm sorry I got here a little late, so I'm going to get through the slate kind of fast because I know some of the MLB games are starting. Some of the MLB baseball, the NBA games are going to be starting here in a bit. So let's go over the first game on the entire slate for baseball, guys. Yesterday we had a great day. So this morning started off a little bad for us for soccer and for tennis, but we're going to turn that around hopefully for the end of the night very well. Like I said, if you guys are here for the first time, make sure you guys subscribe. First game, guys, we're going to be looking at is going to be the Milwaukee Brewers taking on the Detroit Tigers. I believe this game has already started. But guys, you have DL Hall taking on I think it's Mies or Mize. You got DL Hall with a 2.79 ERA. With the record, I don't know, his record's not popping up right here, but I know he has a 2.79 ERA. You have Mize with record is 0-0 with a 2.79 ERA. You got Mize 1-1 on the record, 2.78 ERA. Honestly, guys, I'm gonna say for this one, I'm gonna say I would just pass. I won't bet this one at all. Two pitchers I'm not too familiar with, so I'm gonna say pass in that game overall. I'm gonna say the Tigers win that game 4-3, but it's gonna be a close matchup. Next game, guys, Atlanta taking on Washington. You got Little on the mound. Okay, I'm going to figure this out. I usually have my tablet right here, but it's a little different for us, so we're gonna have to take a bit for you guys to get this next game. I know this game has already started. Atlanta taking on Washington. I know we got Little on the mound against Fuentes. This one, guys, I actually like the over. I like the over in this spot. I think this line was actually set at 9. I actually like the over in this spot. They're up 1-0 right now. Oh dang, Atlanta's already up 1-0, guys. Now, I'm sorry I got here late. I am sorry, but I like the over in the spot. If that line is still set at 9, I would take the over 9 in that spot. I won't go anything over 9. I do believe it's going to be a higher scoring game because I do believe it's going to be a 6-4 victory for Atlanta. I think we're going to get about 10 runs, so I like the over 9 in the Atlanta and Washington game. Next game, guys, Yankees taking on Boston. I came on here yesterday. I said I don't really like taking rivalry games, but with the Yankees starting Max Fried against Ranger Suarez is having a very bad year to start off the year, and with this Yankees lineup, with them having so much firepower behind them, I do like the Yankees a lot today. I think the Yankees go out there and beat Boston. Boston's been playing bad. You have no Roman. Roman is not going to be playing for the Boston. He's their best overall player and best hitter, so that's going to take away from Boston. So I like the Yankees on the money line for the Yankees game, and also, like I said, if you guys are just here for the first time, make sure you guys subscribe. I just said I like the over in the Atlanta and the Washington game. I think that's going to hit the over. So if you guys can get the over 9, I would say take over 9 in the Atlanta-Washington game. Live bet it right now if you guys can still get that line. But overall, I like the Yankees. I think the Yankees go out there and beat Boston. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you guys subscribe. Next game, Minnesota Twins taking on the New York Mets. You got Connor Pralip taking on Clay Holmes. I'm not too familiar with those pitchers, so I'm going to say pass overall. The Mets have been playing really bad. They're on a giant losing streak right now. I have a feeling that losing streak's going to break tonight. I think the Mets go out there and win the game. I do believe it's going to be lower scoring, but I'm going to say pass on it. Do not bet that game because I'm not too familiar with those pitchers. So I'm going to say pass. I wouldn't bet it, but I do think the Mets break that streak and they win tonight. Give me the Mets. I'm going to say 4-3. Next game, Philadelphia taking on Cubs. I came on here yesterday and I told you guys I don't like the I don't like the Phillies this season. I think the Phillies are going to miss the playoffs this year. I came on here yesterday. I said they're a very bad team. I told you guys take the Cubs money line. Cubs money line cashed yesterday. I just think overall, I'm gonna say it again. I know you guys are thinking, well, they got Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber. Who else? The guys, they're not a good team. Bryce Harper is a wash to this point. Kyle Schwarber is a home run hitter. If he doesn't hit a home run, he's striking out. Trey Turner is the only thing good for that team, but he's starting to have a bad season. I don't think this Philly team makes the playoffs. I think they're bad. Personally, I wouldn't bet this game. I already gave you guys Cubs money lines for the first game yesterday, but I would not take it. I'm gonna say Cubs win this game 5-4, but I would not take it. I would say pass in that game overall. I just think it might be a trap game. Philly might come out here and actually win. Next game, Pittsburgh taking on Texas, guys. You got Ashcraft taking on, I think it's Letter, guys. I'm not too familiar with those pitchers as well, so I would say pass in that game overall. I don't like either of these teams. I do believe Pittsburgh has a decent lineup with O'Neal Cruz hitting a lot of the home runs he has. I think Texas have probably one of the best players in our generation, and Corey Seager over there. But overall, I wouldn't bet this game. I believe Pittsburgh got the game yesterday, so I'm gonna say that Rangers bounce back and they win this game today. I'm gonna say the Rangers win 4-3. And even if the Rangers won yesterday, I don't know who won the game yesterday, but I just like the Rangers today overall. With that pitching matchup with Ashcraft and Letter, I do like Texas to win the game, but I would say pass on it. I'm not betting that one at all. Next game, San Diego taking on Colorado. Walker Buehler taking on Tomoyuki Sugano. This one, guys, I do like. Texas did win yesterday. Okay, I still would take Texas, but overall I would say pass on it. I would say pass on that one. But guys, the next game with Walker Buehler going against Sugano, I do like the San Diego Padres to win today. I do think the Padres are going to come here and win, but they only put one run up on Colorado in Colorado. That's why I told you guys yesterday when I came on here before the game started. I said we can't trust San Diego. They're a bad team in my opinion. I don't know how they're like 15 or 16-7 right now. Maybe their pitching staff is just holding it down over there. But overall, I just do think that San Diego wins today. I do believe they're going to put up more than one run, but we can't trust San Diego to put up runs. Their lineup is very inconsistent. But I'm going to say San Diego win that game. I'm going to say 8-5. Next game, guys, is going to be the White Sox taking on Arizona. I told you guys yesterday, take the over in that White Sox game. The White Sox like to cover spreads. Arizona like to cover spreads. The White Sox like to score runs early. Arizona like to make a comeback. We hit that over 8.5 in like the 5th inning, so that was a great spot for us in that over. That was one of my best plays of the day yesterday for Chicago White Sox and Arizona over. Today, I like the over again. I would say be cautious with this one. I'm not as confident today as I was yesterday in the over, but just with the way that the White Sox bats have been showing up early in the game and how Arizona like to come back late and cover spreads, I like the over as well. So I say the over 8.5. I believe it's set at 8.5. Maybe it's set at 9, but I do like the over 8.5 in that game. Chicago White Sox and Arizona. Like I said, tread lightly. I'm gonna say Chicago win that game 6-3. Last game on the slate, guys, before I move into the hockey. I'm running through this fast today just because I started a little late, so I'm running through it fast. If you guys have any questions, join the chat. If you guys haven't yet, subscribe. If you guys haven't yet, like this live. All that helps me generate more people. Everybody join the chat. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Last game on the slate, Dodgers taking on San Francisco. I gave you guys the under yesterday. That was another play I gave you guys yesterday. That was one of my official plays. I said I thought that game was going to be under. I said we were going to get a 2-1, 3-1 game, and that's exactly what we got. We got a 3-1 victory for the San Francisco Giants. Today, I do think the Dodgers bounce back. I like Ohtani to probably hit a home run or at least get an RBI today. I just think Ohtani on the mound has been dominant this season. He has a 0.5 ERA right now. Dodgers lost yesterday to San Francisco, which I told you that was going to be lower scoring. I think today we have a chance of getting a little bit more runs, but I'm going to say Dodgers win today, -217. I would not take that line. I would probably parlay that with maybe Ohtani to get a hit because I do like Ohtani today. So I'm going to say Dodgers win that game 4-3. And I'm going to say I like the Dodgers to win the game. Like I said, last game of the day. Last game of the whole entire MLB slate. And the MLB plays, parlay plays, I'm going to give you guys 3 RBIs. 3 guys I like to get an RBI today at MLB. I like Ohtani to get an RBI. I like Corbin Carroll for the Arizona Diamondbacks to get an RBI. And I like Baldwin from the Braves to get an RBI. I'm not sure who got the RBI already, but I like Baldwin to get an RBI for the Braves today. Corbin Carroll to get an RBI for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and Ohtani to get an RBI for the Dodgers. Those are 3+ money RBI plays I have for you guys. All right, now moving on to the next one, guys. We're moving on to let's go to the NBA first. We got the Orlando Magic taking on the Pistons. Magic won the first game, which I was kind of mad. I didn't even think about it, like, because I was in my head, I didn't go with my gut. I came out here and I think I said I thought the Pistons were gonna win that game one, but deep down in my gut, I was like, can I trust Cade coming back to the team? First game back, with the chemistry is going to be a little bit off, and they're going to go in there. I had a feeling the Magic are going to win that game. I don't know why. I just didn't have the guts. I didn't have the balls to go out there and take them. Today, guys, I do think the Pistons win the game. I think the Pistons win that game. I think they're going to tie up the series, tie it 1-1 going into Orlando. But I do think the Magic cover. I think the Magic are good enough to cover that 8.5-point spread. I think this game is going to be a lot closer than people think. I see everybody saying that Pistons are going to blow the Magic out of the water. They're going to win this game by double digits. I personally don't think so. I think this is going to be a Pistons victory, but I think the Pistons win this game by like 5 or 6. I'm gonna say Pistons overall with two great defensive teams. I like the under. I like the under in every single game this series. These two teams like to slow the ball, half court offense, very low scoring, and what's it called? And very good defensive teams. I'm gonna say I like the Pistons to win, but I do think the Magic cover. I'm gonna say the Pistons win this game 109-104. I think the Pistons win the game, but I do think the Magic cover. And then the player props I like for today for that game. Player props I like for that game is gonna be, I like Duncan Robinson over 15.5 PRA. I think Duncan Robinson's going to have a big game. I do believe he's going to go out there and hit like at least like 3 threes, get a couple rebounds, get an assist. I like Duncan Robinson over 15.5 PRA. I also like Wendell Carter over 19.5 PRA. I think he's going to go out there. Wendell Carter's going to get some rebounds. He's going to score some points, catch some lobs. I like Wendell Carter over 19.5 PRA as well. The other one I like is I like Jalen Suggs to go out there and get over 5.5 assists. I think Jalen Suggs is going to be diming that ball around the whole entire court. I do believe he's going to end up with like 6 or 7 assists. So I like Jalen Suggs over 5.5 assists. I also like Franz Wagner over 3.5 assists. Franz Wagner is starting to get healthy. Franz Wagner is playing a lot better recently. So I do like Franz Wagner over 3.5 assists. I think that's honestly a steal the way Franz has been playing recently. I also like Desmond Bane over 1.5 3-pointers made. I think Desmond Bane's going to be lighting it up from the 3-pointers. I do believe he's going to pull up about at least 3 or 4 shots, and I do believe he's going to make at least 2 of them. So I like Desmond Bane over 1.5 threes. I also like Duncan Robinson over 2.5 threes. Like I said, if that PRA is gonna hit like I think in the over 15.5 PRA, he's gonna have to at least make 3 threes, and that's literally what I think is gonna happen. I think Duncan Robinson is gonna knock down 3 or 4 threes. We're gonna hit that over 15.5 PRA. We're also gonna hit that Duncan Robinson over 2.5 3-pointers made. And the last 2 props I like for this game is gonna be Cade Cunningham over 1.5 threes. Cade Cunningham balled out the first game. I do believe Cade Cunningham's gonna ball out again. He damn near dropped 40 last game. I think this game is going to drop about 30. I do think the Pistons are going to win the game, and I do believe if the Pistons want a chance to win this game, I do believe Cade's going to have a great game. So I think Cade knocked down at least 2 threes. So give me Cade over 1.5 3-pointers, another play I like. And the last play I like from this game overall is going to be Paulo Banchero over 7.5 rebounds. Paulo, I just think this guy's going to play a lot of, I don't want to say point guard, but I do believe he's going to be getting some rebounds. I do believe he's going to bring the ball up the court a couple times. I think the one thing about the Magic, same thing I said about Jason Tatum. I came on here and told you guys Jason Tatum's rebounds was the play. Same thing with the Magic that the Celtics do. They like when Paulo gets the rebound, because when Paulo gets the rebound, he can dribble with the ball up the court, hand it off to Suggs, and they can get into their offense. That's what they tend to like to do. So I like Paulo over 7.5 rebounds for this game. All right, guys. Now, let's get into this Thunder and Suns game. Guys, Thunder are going to smack the Suns again. I'm going to tell you right now that the Suns have nothing for the Thunder. Thunder are going to blow them out of the water again. I think they were up damn near like 40 points last game. They're going to do it again. They're going to be dominant. They're going to dominate this game overall. I would say there's only about 4 plays I like from this game overall. I'm going to say Thunder first half spread. The 9.5-point spread, a 10.5-point spread. I think the Thunder cover that first half spread. I can see the Thunder at halftime beating up about 15 to 20 points. So I do think the Thunder win this game. I do believe the best overall thing to attack it is going to be that first half. OKC Thunder minus 9.5, minus 10.5. I think they blow this team out of the water in the first half. I also like Chet's blocks. The over 1.5 on Chet Holmgren's blocks. I think Chet's going to get a lot of people from the Suns driving the ball in, and Chet's going to be there to stuff it away. So I also like the over 1.5 in Chet's blocks. If you guys are here, make sure you guys subscribe, and make sure if you guys have any questions, join the chat and let me know if you guys have any questions about any of these games. But I like Chet's blocks, and I like OKC to cover that first half spread. I think OKC blow them out of the water. Yeah, I don't think the Suns are a good team at all. 17.5-point spread in the first half. They're 17 and a half in the first half. I swear I thought they were like 10 and a half, 9 and a half on the first half. Maybe I'm wrong. If they're 17 and a half point. Oh, for the game. Okay, yeah. For the game, I don't know. Backdoor covers happen all the time in the NBA. I don't like full games. I'm gonna say halftime because the backdoor covers happen all the time in the end when they put their bench in and things happen. But I'm gonna say I like the Thunder to cover that first half spread. And now, guys, player props from this game, because I know you guys are player prop bettors. A lot of people like player props. Player props for this game, I'm going to say I like Carson Wallace over 10.5 PRA. I think Carson Wallace is going to have a decent game for the Thunder. I think he's going to go out there, score some points. I think he's going to get some assists. I like Carson Wallace over 10.5 PRA for the Thunder. I also like Chet Holmgren over 26.5 PRA. I think Chet has a great chance of having a double-double this game. I think Chet's going to probably put up about 15 to 16 points. He's going to get like 2 assists, and he's going to get about 10 rebounds. So I do like the Chet Holmgren over 26.5 PRA for that game as well. And also, guys, the last one I have for you guys, I think I have one more. I also like Hartenstein over 2.5 assists. I know you guys say Hartenstein assists. Guys, I do think Hartenstein's going to have a pretty good assist game. I do believe he's going to get into the paint, kick it out to some shooters, catch some backdoor cuts, and Hartenstein's going to get at least 3 assists in this game. So those are the player props I like for this one. But all right, guys, now that's it for the NBA. Now let's get into NHL. I know I'm going through this fast. Yesterday I talked a little bit more. I'll probably give a little bit of discussion at the end if anybody wants to join the discussion. If you guys have any questions, I've already went over baseball and I've already went over NBA. If you guys have any questions, let me know what you guys like. So now let's get into this. NHL playoffs slate. First game of the day is gonna be starting right now. Penguins taking the Flyers. I love the over 5.5 in this game. I know no game has went over in the Penguins and Flyers. I know people are gonna say Penguins can't score. Why would you say the over? Because the Penguins are gonna be desperate this game. Flyers can go up early. Flyers can be up 2-1 going into that period, maybe up 3-1 into the third period. But the Penguins, with their season on the line, they don't want to go down 3-0. They're going to be playing with some urgency. They're going to be in desperation mode, where that's going to mean a lot of shots on goal from the Penguins, and also they're going to pull their goalie really fast. If they're down 3-1 going into that third period with like 6 minutes left, you're going to get the goalie pulled for the Penguins. And I do believe we're going to get a lot of empty net goals for the Flyers and the Penguins on power plays, because I like the over 5.5 a lot. There's a lot of urgency, a lot of desperation coming from the Penguins. So I do like the over 5.5 for the Penguins and Flyers game. Now, guys, if you guys haven't yet, make sure everybody subscribes. Everybody click that thumbs up. I appreciate all of you. Next game, guys, like I said, over 5.5 for the Flyers. That might be one of my favorite plays of the day. Stars taking on the Wild. Real quick, I do think the Penguins win the game. I do think the Penguins win the game. I do believe this game is probably tied 3-3 going into overtime, or maybe even tied 3-3 going into overtime. I do believe Penguins end up pulling it off in overtime. Next game, Stars taking on the Wild. This is more of a lean than an official play. I'm not sure if I make this official or not, but this is more towards a lean. Stars taking on the Wild. I like the over 5.5 as well. I think there's just too much talent on this team to not hit an over. You got Boldy, Kucherov. Dang, there's so many players over there. You got Robinson, Thompson. There's so many great players out there for this whole entire team. Too much talent on the ice for the Stars and Wild game for the over, not the hit. But this is more of a lean because I've hit the over in the last couple games and the Stars and Wilds. I don't want to do it again. I feel like we're treading lightly, hitting 3 overs in a row, but I do believe it's possible. I like the Stars to win this game, though. I think the Stars are going to take a 2-1 lead. I like the Stars as underdogs on the money line. I think the Stars pull it off. I'm going to stay Stars win the game 4-3 after overtime. I think this game goes to overtime as well, and I think the Stars pull it off. Now, guys, last game on the slate, Ducks taking on the Oilers. Guys, I like the over 6.5 in this game. I like the over in every single game in this whole entire slate. I like the over at 6.5. I think this game is going to be high scoring as well. 2 defenses that don't play great defense. 2 offenses that are very high scoring type of games. I can see this game doing the same as last time, being tied 3-3. We get a late goal or it goes to overtime and we cash that one again. I like the over 6.5. I like the over in all these games. One thing I'm going to tell you about the Ducks. The Ducks should have won the last game. They had the game overall, but the Oilers just came out and won the game at the end. The reason why I do believe the Oilers are going to win today is Connor McDavid had a bad game last game. He had no point at all, no assist, no goal, and that Ducks, that was your chance to go out there and win a game. Connor McDavid is not going to have back-to-back games where he has a bad game. So the Oilers are going to win this game. They're going to take a 2-0 series lead up. I see the Oilers win this game 5-3, or it could be 3-3 in overtime and Oilers win 4-3. But either way, I'm going to say the Oilers put up a lot of goals, 5-3 Oilers. I like them to win this game, and like I said, the best angle for that one is going to be the over 6.5. And now, guys, my NHL plays for you guys, player props. If you guys like player props, I got some player props. I got some anytime goal scorers. For NHL, I like Boldy on the Minnesota Wild over 3.5 shots on goal. I do think there's gonna be so much attention on other stars on that team that Boldy's gonna be able to get some open shots, and I do think Boldy takes over 3.5 shots on goal, and I do believe Boldy's gonna be able to get one in. So I like Boldy over 3.5 shots on goal, and I also like Boldy anytime goal scorer. And for the Stars, I like Wyatt Johnson over 2.5 shots on goal. I like Wyatt Johnson to score a goal in that spot too. I'm gonna say Wyatt Johnson over 2.5 shots on goal, and I think Wyatt Johnson scores for the Stars. And for the Anaheim and Oilers game, I like Terry over 2.5 shots on goal. There's going to be so much attention on Carlson, on Gauthier, to where Terry's going to be wide open and Terry's going to get some shots on goal, and he has a chance to score as well. And like I said, I think Boldy scores a goal. I think Wyatt Johnson scores a goal. I do think Connor McDavid gets on the scoreboard today as well. So those are my 3 goal scorers. And guys, one more time for baseball, player props going to be Ohtani RBI, Corbin Carroll RBI, and Baldwin RBI for the Atlanta Braves. All right, guys. Yeah, we ran through that really fast. If you guys have any questions, join the chat. If you guys are barely coming here, join the chat. I just went over the whole entire slate, all the player props I like all the games are starting right now, so I had to go over that really, really fast. But let's have a little discussion now. Let's have a little discussion about the playoffs so far. Wembanyama went out there and smacked his chin on the floor so hard, guys, where Wembanyama is out with a concussion. I do think the Spurs can still win the series without Wembanyama, but I do think Wembanyama, he's not going to play on Friday. The game on Sunday is probably like a 50-50. I do believe if the Spurs lose on Friday, I do believe Wembanyama is going to be able to play on Sunday because he's not going to want to go down 3-0 or 3-1. But if they end up winning on Friday, I can see Wembanyama sitting for Sunday's game. And honestly, even without Wembanyama, I do believe the Spurs still have way too much talent not to go out there and beat the Portland Trailblazers. I just believe Vassell's gonna have a great game tomorrow, guys. We're gonna keep our eye on Vassell. Our Vassell is a Vassell or Vassell. We're gonna keep our eye on his player props. I do like that his player props a lot. I think when Wemby out, Vassell is gonna be out there and he's gonna have a very, very good game overall. And with the Lakers, I came out here and told you guys yesterday. I told you take the Lakers on the money line. I told you take it to the bank. Lakers are going to win this series. Lakers are just too well coached. JJ Redick is coaching circles around Ime Udoka. I came on here and I told you guys yesterday. I think JJ Redick's one of the best coaches I've ever seen in my life. I think he's the top 3 coach I've ever seen in my life. Hard to travel with concussion, and yes, they are talented enough to win without him. Yeah, they're not. He's not going to travel with a concussion. I don't even think he's going to fly. I don't even think he's gonna fly tonight or tomorrow to Portland. I don't believe he's gonna fly out there. So maybe he'll come out there a couple of days. But it just depends on how the game goes on Friday. But yeah, I just came on here. I told you guys I think JJ Redick's one of the best coaches I've ever seen in my entire life. I think the JJ Redick is coaching circles around Ime Udoka. I think Ime Udoka is. I used to come on here and I used to say that. Ime Udoka is one of the best coaches in the league, one of the best defensive coaches in the league. I feel like he's starting to get his ego to him. I think this guy is becoming a hothead. He's saying too much. He's talking a little bit much too trash. I think this guy is just talking off his head to where now his ego's getting to him, and JJ Redick is a perfectionist. JJ Redick's one of the smartest players in NBA history, and he's out there. He's just coaching circles. I think JJ Redick is the top 3 coach I've ever seen. There's Phil Jackson, there's Greg Popovich, and there's JJ Redick. I swear, I know you guys are probably thinking JJ Redick one of the best coaches in NBA history. I'm telling you right now, he's one of the best minds in basketball. One of the best coaches I've ever seen in my life. I like this guy a lot, and like I said, also, I do believe the Spurs still have enough talent to win the series. I do think Boston is going to come back against. I do believe Boston's going to come back against Philly. I just don't think Philly's going to make it a series. I know Philly won a game, but I don't believe they're going to be able to make a series. If you guys are here, make sure you guys subscribe. I already went over the whole entire slate. If you have any questions for the entire slate or any games, go down in the chat and let me know if you guys have any questions. And make sure you guys subscribe and like this live. Right now, I'm just having a discussion talking about sports as I've already went over the whole entire slate. I do think Celtics going to come back. I think the Celtics are going to win the next 3 games. I'm not even lying, guys. I think the Celtics are going to win both of the games in Philadelphia, and I do believe they're going to close it out in 5. I think the Celtics are only going to give up that one game because they needed that loss to kind of wake them back up and get back into it. So I think the Celtics still win in 5. Um, I think what is the other game? I do think the Pistons still win the series overall. More people are showing up. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys are asking me questions. I already went over the whole entire slate, so let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm gonna keep saying this throughout the whole entire. If you guys are watching this post after I've already posted it, then just know I'm talking to people that are joining the live news. If Philly won the only game, they will win for the series. I agree. I do think that Philly's going to come out. I think Philly's going to lose the rest of the games. I think Boston wins the series 5-1 and Detroit 4-2. I think the same. I thought Detroit. I had Detroit winning in this series in 6. Orlando has way too much talent over there for them not to be able to win this series in 6. And I know I'm a guy that's never been a believer in Paulo Banchero. Even when he was at Duke, I was never a believer in Paulo Banchero. Like, I don't get me wrong, has he surprised me? Has he came into the league and done a lot better than I thought? Yes, but I just believe there's too much stuff going on where he doesn't have a jump shot. He doesn't fit overall with that team, in my opinion. I just believe he's peaked at this point. I just think Paulo Banchero is a peak as a player. I don't see him getting any better. It seems like Paulo's been the same guy since his second year in the league, and he hasn't got any better. If you go to his career numbers, it seems like he's averaging a little bit more rebounds, averaging a small amount of assists, but his points are the same. It's his what's it called? His skill level has not jumped at all. He hasn't become a better passer. He hasn't become a better defender. He hasn't become a better shooter. He has no jump shot whatsoever. So I'm not a believer in Paulo Banchero. I'm not a big guy on him. I believe he's peaked as a player, and I think one thing Orlando needs to do is if Orlando loses the series, which I do believe Orlando's going to lose the series to the Pistons. I think the Pistons tie it up today. But the one thing I do think Orlando should do is I think Orlando, they should go out there and get Billy Donovan. Get Billy Donovan, the guy that just left the old coach for the Chicago Bulls. They should get rid of their head coach right now. He's not fit to be a coach in the NBA, in my opinion. I don't think he's that good of a coach. I think they should fire him and they should pick up Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan has worked wonders as a basketball coach at Florida. Look what he did with OKC a few years back. I just think Billy Donovan's a great coach, and I think Billy Donovan can really teach that Orlando team how to play some offense. Because Orlando, they have a really good defensive team, really good defensive structure, but the one thing they're missing is if they're missing their offensive angles. They have no offensive plays. They have no offensive experience in a coach. And I think Billy Donovan will bring that so much to the Orlando Magic. And I do believe that will actually might help Paulo. So I think the Orlando Magic need to fire their coach. And I do think they need to pick up Billy Donovan, because Billy Donovan is one of the best coaches in the NBA. Look what he did at Florida. Look what he did at OKC. Look what he did at Chicago. He's made a lot of players that weren't that good and become better. But like I said, guys, if you guys are here, right now I've already went over the entire slate. If you guys have any questions on any games, let me know. Right now I'm just talking basketball with you guys. I'm going to probably talk some NHL hockey in a bit too. But let me see. I'm going to read this. He's good. He's a good player, but not a great player. I agree. He's not a player trying to improve. He lacks passion. Billy would be a great fit as a coach in Orlando. Good call out. Yeah, man. I do think Billy Donovan will be a great coach for Orlando. They have no offensive mind in their whole entire coaching staff, and that's what they're lacking. I do believe Billy Donovan maybe he can make Paulo into a better player, but like I said, Paulo has no jump shot. It seems like he hasn't been working on his jump shot. I just believe, in my opinion, that Paulo has peaked as a player. I don't think Paulo Banchero is going to get any better than he already is. He's one of the weirdest players too. One game he looks great. One game he looks horrible. One game he looks like he doesn't even really want to play. Another game he's there and he looks like he's just totally locked in. But tonight, I do believe we're going to get Paulo. Like I said, I like the over 7.5 rebounds for Paulo Banchero tonight. Like I said, subscribe, and if you guys have any questions, let me know in any game. Now, what's another team I could talk about? I already told you guys. I thought that JJ Redick's one of the best coaches in NBA history. I do believe that, honestly. And what I say yesterday, guys, go watch my video. I came on here and I said I think Luke Kennard is one of the best shooters in NBA history. I think he has probably the most efficient shot in NBA history. I came on here and I told you guys that. And I got some heat from people I know saying, do you really think Luke Kennard is that good? Luke Kennard is not that good of a shooter. Go look at his numbers. Go look at Luke Kennard's numbers where he on his percentages wise, and now he gets a shot. He has a guy that can get him the ball. LeBron James. He put up 27 the other night. I do believe he put up like 22, 24 the other night, last night. Luke Kennard is one of the best shooters in NBA history, and I'm so excited that he finally got a chance. I've been talking Luke Kennard up for years. I even said the Lakers need to go get a shooter, and I even brought up to my friends. I said I do think they should go get Luke Kennard. They got Luke Kennard, and I was so happy. I think everyone as a Laker fan was kind of like, who's this Luke Kennard? Who's this white boy Lakers picked up? I was telling everybody, Luke Kennard is one of the best pickups we could have had. Luke Kennard is a generational shooter. I like Luke Kennard a lot. Came on here and told you guys Luke Kennard was one of the best shooters in NBA history, and he proved it again last night, and he's going to prove it again in Game 3. But now, another team in the playoffs. Let's talk about another team in the playoffs right now. Who's another team you guys want to talk about? I already talked about Wemby. Wemby's not going to be able to travel. I feel really bad for Wemby. If you guys are here, make sure you guys subscribe. We're just talking basketball right now. The only problem with the Lakers will just be defense. Yep, I believe it. Defense. Let's talk about LeBron. I want to talk about LeBron real quick. I've always never been a LeBron guy. I've always never been a LeBron guy. Don't get me wrong, I've always respected him. I've always said LeBron's one of the greatest players in NBA history. I do believe that LeBron James is one of the greatest players in NBA history, and I do respect him. I do believe he is a top 5, top 6 player of all time. Just depends on how you are, how you think basketball. But if you don't have LeBron James in your top 5, top 6, you don't know ball. Because LeBron James is one of the best players of all time. And the one thing I've never liked about him, I've always thought he was too egotistical. I've always thought he was more about his stats. I never thought especially when he came. Okay, let me talk about him when he came to LA. When he came to LA, I thought he cared more about his stats than anything. He won that championship and he started caring more about stats. He never really was the greatest, overall, I would say. And this is just LeBron and the Lakers. We can talk Miami LeBron, we can talk Cleveland LeBron. This is LeBron as a Laker. I just thought he came out here to make movies. I thought he came out here because he wanted to get in the limelight of LA, and he just wanted to be out there and just like I said, live in LA, raise his kids in LA. He wanted to bring his son in. He had a lot of plans. LeBron James is not a dumb dude. LeBron James plans years in advance. LeBron James knows exactly what he's doing. But overall, this is the year where I like LeBron. I do. I can say it finally. Just like what he's shown in these past 2 weeks, LeBron James has made me a fan of LeBron James. I've never been a LeBron guy. I've never really liked him at all. But then this is like how he's shown that he can build the team up. He can do. He's doing things with this team that I never thought he could have. He's actually taken a back seat to Luka and Austin. He's taken a back seat when he needs to in this playoff series to Luke Kennard. Who would have ever thought we would have said LeBron James taking a back seat to Luke Kennard, letting Luke Kennard take a whole bunch of shots. Guys, I just do believe LeBron James. He has impressed me this year. I became a LeBron James fan, even though I've never been a LeBron James fan. This year, he has made me a fan. And in the beginning of the year, halfway through the year, I was saying Lakers need to get rid of LeBron. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad I wouldn't be mad if Lakers sign him back next year. Sign him to a 1-year deal. Maybe sign him to a 2-year deal. Don't give him like a crazy bag, but I do believe overall, I think the Lakers should bring him back because he is comfortable playing that third fiddle. All right, one thing I want to say is I think the Lakers should get rid of Austin Reeves. I know a lot of Laker fans love Austin Reeves. A lot of Laker fans are here like, oh, Austin's one of the best players we ever had. I don't think Austin fits that team. I don't. I know you guys are going to say, well, he drops 20-something points. He's won games for the Lakers. He's a clutch player for the Lakers at the end. You guys are not lying about that, but I don't think Austin fits the team overall. I think if you had Luka Doncic and you had LeBron James and you brought in wing defenders and shooters, you would be able to win a championship with that team. I just don't think Austin is a liability on defense. Austin is, yes, he's a great scorer, but I do believe if Austin went to another team, Austin can become a superstar. I do think Austin can become a superstar for another team. Just like I would say when I'm trying to think of a guy that got traded. Just like I would compare him to Josh Giddey, when Josh Giddey was where did Josh Giddey get drafted to before the Bulls? When Josh Giddey was in OKC, everybody knew Josh Giddey was a great player. They just never could see it, I guess. And I know Austin scores 20-plus points, but Josh Giddey was out there getting triple-doubles. There's a difference. Do you want a guy that's going to drop 25, 26, maybe 30 sometimes? Or do you want a guy that's going to go out there and get a 15, 11, and 12? Just depends on your preference. But overall, look at Josh Giddey with the Bulls now. Josh Giddey is a walking triple-double, showing that he is a NBA starter in this league, damn near one of the best players in the NBA. Just like, I just think Austin needs to be traded. He doesn't fit this team. We need more defense, and I do believe that Lakers need to make a trade. Guys, I'm not even gonna lie. If the Lakers can get rid of Austin Reeves, pick up some wing defenders, and then go out there and maybe sign Kawhi Leonard. Leonard's having some Kawhi's having some drama with the Clippers right now. Kawhi is not going to be he might not even be a Clipper next year. And if he's free, Lakers pick up Kawhi. That's enough of my Laker discussion. Let me see. He is at the tail end of his career, but it wasn't about basketball for LeBron. It was about life after basketball, time for Hollywood LeBron. Yeah, I agree. I think he came out here and he just wanted that Hollywood LeBron, wanted the story. He was going to make Space Jam. He was going to do a whole bunch of other stuff. There's a lot more to it. Trade Austin for a defensive wing. I agree. Get rid of Austin, bring in some defensive players, and I do believe we can overall have a great championship team. Get some defense around LeBron. Get some defense and shooters around LeBron and Luka. We can win a championship with that team. I don't think Lakers can win a championship with Austin Reeves as the second best player. I just don't think it's possible. I really do not think it's possible. You can't have two wings with Luka and Austin and not be able to play defense at all. You can't do that. You cannot do that. But like I said, guys, we're just talking basketball right now. We're just talking hoops. If you guys have any questions about my plays, I've already gave out all of my my breakdown for the whole entire slate. I'm just talking hoops right now. If you guys have any questions, join the chat. If you guys agree or disagree with anything, let me know. Now, you brought it up. Let's talk Cleveland. I don't believe in this Cleveland team. I do not believe in this Cleveland team. I believed in this Cleveland team before they got rid of Darius Garland. When they got rid of Darius Garland, I was like, they're done. I was like, look, you cannot trust James Harden in the playoffs. Yes, you're going to say you can trust, let me see this. You can trust James Harden in game 1, game 2, game 3, game 4, game 5. But when game 6 and game 7 comes around and you need James Harden to play, he's going to go out there and he's going to go like 3 for 15 from the field. He's going to miss a whole bunch of shots they're going to lose. He's one of the chokes of the NBA. I've been saying it for years. I've been saying this since I was in high school that James Harden was a choke of the league. I never liked James Harden. He is an egotistical maniac that cares more about his points than actually winning games. I just don't think James Harden is that good of, great scorer, great playmaker, but he's not clutch, and he cares way too much about himself than he cares about a team actually winning. So I don't believe in Cleveland. I think Cleveland's going to get bounced out in the second round. And whoever they play in the second round, they're going to get bounced out because Cleveland is not that good of a team. I thought if they would have kept Darius Garland and maybe picked up some more defense on the wing side, maybe you should have traded Darius Garland for some more defense. But you traded for James Harden. I do believe that ruined the whole championship aspirations. When they jumped to the favorite to win the championship, other than they traded for James Harden, I was like, what are you guys doing? I did not understand it at all. I didn't understand the line movement. I think people were jumping on hype, but James Harden is not a championship player. He'll never win a championship in this league, in my opinion. James can't balance basketball and strip club. I'm telling you, bro. They need to send James Harden to Atlanta. Send him to Atlanta. He'll thrive in Atlanta. I'm telling you. Chicken wings and strip clubs. He'll thrive in Atlanta. But try to think of another team in the playoffs. Another team in the playoffs we can just talk ball about. Another team in the playoffs that we can just talk ball about. Let me think. I appreciate you guys showing up. I appreciate you liking this live. Appreciate you. If you guys haven't yet, subscribe. Everybody join the chat. What's another team in the playoffs we can talk about? Trying to think. The Suns, I don't want to talk. Oh, real quick. I'll talk about the New York Knicks right now. They popped in my head. I want to talk about Dillon Brooks real quick. Did you guys see that dumb thing that Dillon Brooks said? Dillon Brooks said, I thought I've had a better year than LeBron. Bro, what you been smoking? Do you need medical attention? Did Dillon Brooks really come out here and say I've had a better year than LeBron? I think Dillon Brooks is honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think Dillon Brooks is on the spectrum. I don't know about Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks, yeah, he can hoop. He can play some defense. He's a dog, but man, he has a brain of a dog too. I swear. And some dogs are actually smarter than Dillon Brooks. But I don't know. How can Dillon Brooks come out there and say I've had a better season than LeBron? Dillon Brooks is annoying at this point. I like him as a player. I think he's a dog. I think he plays great defense. I do think it's funny when he messes with LeBron sometimes. But for him, in this serious manner, I think I've had a better overall season than LeBron James. Bro, get drug tested. If I was the NBA and I saw Dillon Brooks say that, I think I've had a better year than LeBron James, I'm bringing the drug test over to him right there, and I'm drug testing him to see what he is smoking, because he's about to get suspended for smoking something, because yeah, Dillon Brooks is wild for that statement. I just don't believe it at all. New York Knicks. Let's talk about the New York Knicks. I picked the New York Knicks to go to the finals this year. I picked the New York Knicks to win the NBA championship this year. And I know they lost to Atlanta, but they're still a better team than Atlanta. They're going to beat Atlanta in 6 games. They're going to win game 3. They're going to lose game 4. They're going to win game 5, and then they're going to win game 6. That's how I see it happening. I think New York's going to win the next game. I think what the Knicks need to do, they need to stop relying Austin for Dylan. Oh wow! Imagine LeBron James and Dylan Brooks being on the same team. I would, dude. That just hurt my soul when you said that. But yeah, if you guys really believe that the Hawks are going to win the series, I don't know what to tell you. I do think the Hawks are a good team. I was the Trae Young hater. Everyone's always called me the Trae Young hater because I've always said he's too small to win a championship. He's too small to play defense. He's too small to be the best player in a team. Trae Young is not a best player in a team. I know we had that one year with the Hawks. We went to the conference finals. Where's he been ever since? And I just think Trae Young's not that good of a. He's a talent. Don't get me wrong. I've watched him since Oklahoma. I think Trae Young's a very good talent, but I've always been, I guess, I've been the Trae Young hater. I never thought he was generational. I never thought he was going to win a championship. I never thought he was a championship type of player. And every year, it seems like he's getting worse and worse, and he's starting to get injured. That was one thing I've said too. I was like, he's too small. He's going to get hurt in this league. He's in the defensive liability. And I even said when they traded Trae Young to the Wizards, I said, what are the Wizards doing? And people are like, "What do you mean? The Wizards are gonna win? They're gonna have a great squad with Anthony Davis and Trae Young over there." I'm like, "No, they're not. Like, they're not gonna have a great team over there at all. Like, I don't know what they were thinking." And then I even said, I told everybody, I said, I think the Hawks just got better. C.J. McCollum with that dog of a team, that young dog team that just needed a veteran that's gonna be able to pull up a mid range, play some decent defense, and get a bucket. That's C.J. McCollum, and I think this Hawks team is great. I think they did amazing with trading Trae Young away, and they got some picks. They got some good players. Washington's gonna miss the playoffs again next year. I swear. Watch. Mark my words. Washington Wizards are gonna miss the playoffs again next year. They might get a play-in spot, 9 play-in spot, but they're gonna miss the playoffs again. Anthony Davis is gonna get hurt through halfway the season. Trae Young's gonna miss about 26 and 30 games next season. They're not gonna do anything with that team. I just think Washington needs to figure out what the heck they are doing. They had Denny Advija over there balling out for them. They traded him to Portland for a bag of chips and some French fries, and now look what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. And then look at let's talk about the Bulls. What are the Bulls doing, guys? The Bulls are a laughing stock of the NBA right now, man. Such a great franchise that just doesn't know what the heck they're doing. They're out there trading away players. They're down in draft picks. Billy Donovan was like, "Deuces, I'm out of here. I don't want to play. I don't want to be a coach here anymore." So let me see. Washington will be interesting to watch next year with Trae Young, Anthony Davis, and a high pick rookie. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna go out there. I will say this. I will say this. But do they have? Yeah, they have their draft pick. I will say this real quick. If they pick Cam Boozer, and Cam Boozer goes to the Wizards, I take everything back because I think Cam Boozer is a generational talent. I think Cam Boozer is the real deal. I like Cam Boozer. I compare him to Paulo Banchero, but the difference between Paulo Banchero and Cam Boozer is Cam Boozer actually can shoot. Cam Boozer actually has a work ethic and actually cares about getting better. I just think Cam Boozer's a dog, man. I like Cam Boozer out of Duke. I'm a big fan of him. I also am a big fan of Darius Acuff Jr. I like Acuff. I think Acuff's a dog as well. So if they can pick Cam Boozer over there to play with AD and Trae Young, I take everything back I just said about Washington. I do. Because I think he's a generational talent. But yeah, I think New York Knicks, they're going to win that series. One thing the New York Knicks need to do is they need to get the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands so much and trust Karl Anthony Towns. They need to give the ball to Cat. Cat needs to get the ball and Cat needs to score. What are you guys doing not giving the ball to Cat? You got Cat taking 2 shots in the fourth quarter? What are you guys doing? They gave the ball to Cat where nobody on the Hawks can guard Cat. If you gave him the ball, he would have won that game for the Knicks. I don't know what are they doing. If I'm Cat, you know what I'm doing? I used to say the same thing about Anthony Davis. I say the same exact thing for Anthony Davis. If I'm Cat and they're not giving me the ball, I'm getting the rebound, and I'm dribbling that ball all the way up to the other side of the court, and I'm not passing it. I'm calling the ISO. I'm taking the ball to the rim, and I'm taking a three-pointer, and you know what's going to happen? I make it or miss it, but you know what that's going to do? That's going to send a message like, give me the ball. I need to be initiating the offense. Nobody can guard me on this side of the ball. I know everybody wants Jalen Brunson to close the game out, but Cat can close the game out for you guys. I guarantee you this. Cat's going to have a big game 3. They're going to make sure Cat's going to have a big game 3. first point scorer for the whole entire game is gonna be Cat, first point scorer of the game 3. Because you know what they're gonna do? Doc Rivers used to do this with the Celtics back in the day. You know why? Because Doc Rivers knew, if I got Kendrick Perkins the ball on the first play of the day, and I got Kendrick Perkins a quick bucket, Kendrick's gonna play for the rest of the game. He's gonna play hard. Cat is the same exact way. When that game starts, you run a pick and roll, run a pick and fade for Cat. Have Cat get a bucket, get him an easy bucket, draw him a play up, get him an easy bucket. Cat's gonna play hard for the rest of the game, and continue to give him the ball. In the fourth quarter, 2 shots in the fourth quarter is just blasphemy. Like, I'm just telling you, like, what are you guys doing? I don't understand what the Knicks were doing that game. They're gonna win game 3, and Cat's gonna have a big game. I think Cat's gonna go for like 28, 12, and 3. I see it happening right now. Cat's gonna have a big game. Cat needs to demand the ball. Cat will need, all Cat wants to do is shoot threes. When he takes it to the paint, he'll be beast. Dude, Cat might be the best big 3-point shooter of all time. Him and Dirk Nowitzki. Nobody else shoots a better 3 as a big man than Cat and Dirk Nowitzki. They're the 2 best big man shooting 3-pointers of all time. Like, and Cat might be a little bit of a better 3-point shooter than Dirk. Dirk's overall better player. Dirk is better everywhere else at scoring. But at 3, I think Cat's a better shooter than Dirk. So give the ball to Cat. I do think Cat wins. Penguins up 1-0. Let's go, Penguins. Over 5.5. Come on, let's hit it. Let's hit it, boys. Let's hit it. All right. I got my rant out on the Knicks. I got my rant out on the Lakers. I got my rant out on the Cleveland Cavaliers. I got my... There's nothing to say about OKC Thunder. OKC is the best team in the league. They're probably going to win a championship again. I'm taking the Spurs, but I think they'll win a championship again. I mean, I'm taking the Spurs. Anybody can come on here and say, you know what, Wages Home? I got the OKC Thunder winning the championship. Or I got the Colorado Avalanche winning the championship. And, dude, anybody can pick the odds-on favorite. Yes, do I think they're the best teams in the NHL and the NBA? Yes, I do. I do think the Colorado Avalanche are the best team in the NHL. Do I think the OKC Thunder are the best team in the NBA? Yes, I do believe that. But am I going to come on here and give you guys, oh, I think the odds-on favorites are going to win the championship. Let's take the Dodgers, too. You know what, next year, let's take the Seattle Seahawks because they won last year, so let's take the Seahawks to win again. Like, what are we doing? Like, we don't do that. I don't do that. I think the Spurs are going to play the Knicks in the NBA Finals, and I do think the Spurs are going to win a championship. In the beginning of the year, I said the Knicks were going to win a championship. I might stick with the Knicks. We'll see. We'll see. We will see. We got to watch out for Boston as well. I think Boston's been playing great. They look like they're the best team in the East right now. But NHL. Let's talk NHL real quick. I think the Dallas Stars are going to win the whole entire thing. That's why I think the Dallas Stars got to win tonight. Dallas Stars can't lose game 3. They got to go up 2-1. And then and then maybe it can go be back 2-2 going into the to the next what's it called, to the next game 4, and they have to be up, and then when they go into game 5 they have to be tied at least 2-2. They can't go out there and lose that game. But yeah, I think I've got my rants off. I think I've talked it up. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you guys subscribe. I went over the whole entire slate. When this video is posted, you can go back to the beginning and watch all of my picks. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have anything else to rant about. Do I have anything else to get my mind about? Just talking hoops, guys. We're talking hoops, talking hockey. Baseball, I don't really talk baseball until later on in the season. We got to see more about baseball. Let me see. What are the teams that are in the playoffs? The Pistons. I already went over the Pistons. I think the Pistons are going to beat the Magic. The Pistons are a dog of a team. They have way too much talent over there not to go out there and beat the Magic. But I do think the Magic cover tonight. I do think the Magic cover that spread. Let me think. What else do I have? Ready for UFC this weekend? I am ready for UFC this weekend. I don't even know who the main event is. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know who the main event is. Let me think if I remember. Who's the main event? Who's the main event for UFC this weekend? I can't remember right now. I can't remember who's the main event for UFC this weekend. I know Jocelyn Edwards and Norma Dumont's the co-main event. How do I know the co-main event, but I don't know the main event? Jocelyn Edwards and Norma Dumont. I'll tell you guys right now, I got Jocelyn Edwards as an underdog. I think everyone's betting on Norma Dumont because everyone thinks she's like super hot. Everyone's in love with her. Jocelyn Edwards is a dog, and Jocelyn Edwards is gonna pick her apart, and she has a chance to finish her. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm taking Jocelyn Edwards. Who is the main event for UFC? Also, another underdog I like for UFC this weekend is I like Davy Grant. Davy Grant is just a dog. I like Davy Grant a lot. I do like Davy Grant a lot. Let me see. Who is the main event for UFC? I'm gonna look this up right now. Oh, Sterling and Yusuf Zalal. Yes, I got Yusuf. I got Yusuf. I'm a big Yusuf Zalal fan. I've watched him since his debut in the UFC. I remember when he got beat up by Taporia, which everybody in the household I was at, Ilya was the underdog going into that fight. I put so much money on Ilya against Yusuf Zalal, and I'm a big Yusuf Zalal fan. I was like, Ilya Taporia is going to be champion. Since Ilya made his debut in the UFC against Yusuf Zalal, I've been saying Ilya was going to be a champion, and Ilya is the best, and Ilya is the best fighter in the UFC, but Yusuf Zalal is so good, and I do believe he's going to beat Sterling. I think the grappling is going to be very even, and I do believe the striking is going to be a little bit more on Yusuf Zalal's side with the speeds, the cardio, and I do believe later on in the fight, once that fight gets to round 3, round 4, round 5, Yusuf's going to take over because the overall just the cardio machine he is. But I'm going to save that for the other video. I'll go live tomorrow for UFC, and I'll save it for later. But all right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm predicting a 10-2 record for you this weekend calling UFC Saturday. I'm telling you, man, we're going to kill it again. We're going to kill it for UFC. But I appreciate everybody that showed up. Appreciate all you guys, everybody that's still watching after this video is posted. If you guys are still watching once this video got posted, and you guys are still here at 50 minutes in, you guys are ride or die, just like Thomas. Thomas be ride or die. He is here. I appreciate Thomas. But I appreciate everybody being here. I might go live again tonight for soccer and tennis for tomorrow. Because I got work at 3 a.m. tomorrow. I got work at 3 a.m. tomorrow, guys. 3 a.m. to 12. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to go live tonight. So tomorrow morning. So I think I might go live tonight for soccer and tennis. So tune into that one. I'll go over tennis games tomorrow. We got the big hitters playing for tennis. We got so. The good thing about tennis, I think I might stay away from qualifying. From qualifying for the tournament, I might stay away from it going forward. We'll see. Maybe we're gambling degenerates. We got to have money on everything. We're just gambling degenerates. That's what we are. But tomorrow we got all the big hitters playing. We got Sabalenka. We got Andreeva. We got Rybakina. We got Parks is playing again tomorrow. We got Swiatek. We have so many good players on the men's side too. We got some good players over there. But all right, guys. Appreciate you guys being here. I'll probably go live again later on tonight to go over tennis and go over soccer. Middlesbrough, you guys killed me. Middlesbrough. I needed you guys to score 2 goals. Middlesbrough scored a goal in the first 8 minutes of the game. Didn't score the rest of the game, and they ended up winning that game 1-0. Manchester City, you guys did me dirty too. You guys scored in the 4th minute of the game. Didn't score anymore the rest of the game, and won the game 1-0. You guys did me dirty today. Those were supposed to be wins. But I appreciate you guys. I'm out of here, guys. See you.